Hey, everybody. This is Eleazar Gonzalez. I work at Lincoln University of Missouri Cooperative Extension in Jefferson City. And I'm going to be talking a little bit about hemp industry in Missouri, production and economic perspective, some kind of how the market, how the hemp industry is moving forward here in Missouri. So I'm going to start by sharing my screen. Have a screen here. At this time of the year, hemp in Missouri has been collected, and some farmers are still working on, but this is the time where we try to collect more data and try to analyze what is going on in the industry, and also to show farmers, to show the people how the industry is moving. So to show you that, we are going to start recapitulating what is going on in the hemp acreage planted in the at the national level. So we start with a little bit of history here. When we start growing hemp in the USA was in 2015, because in 2014, the Farm Bill approved a pilot program to grow hemp. So we wait until the next Farm Bill on 2018 for the legal approval to grow it. That's why you can see this peak right here. But let's go back here. So in the pilot program, we start growing hemp in the USA in specific states, and start in 2015 with 3,933 acres planted. And this increased the next year as well as the next year. So by the time we get the approval, the legal approval to grow hemp in the United States, in 2018, there were 78,176 acres planted. So at that time, those farmers were excited with this crop. It's a very good crop, has a lot of promises, is beneficial in many industries, but also has some side that the concentration of THC on hemp has been a factor for farmers to grow it in a legal way. So, but at that time, in 2018, a lot of farmers get excited to grow hemp. A lot of farmers start growing hemp in small acres. Like they didn't allocate too much land to grow hemp, but they start knowing how to grow hemp and how to get the best product with the best genetic. And a lot of farmers universities start exploring different areas to get the best product. So in 2019, the acres planted grow to 147,597 acres. So that was 150 acres, 150,000 acres. But at that point, at this peak, there were a lot of excitement. But also we have a very empty industry in the side of processing and markets. So a lot of farmers get to keep all this production in their stores or warehouses. So what happened in 2020? In 2020, case of Missouri is when we started fierce plantation season, or fierce season of production of hemp. But at that point, also many states dropped their acres planted. So it dropped to 71,612 acres. In 2021, the drop continued because the lack of the market and the lack of buyers to process the hemp. So it went down to 54,152 acres. And this year is when the USDA start the first survey for hemp production. This survey, you can go to this website of the USDA and download the survey and see the results for that survey for hemp production in 2021. So in 2022, was not a surprise that the drop in acres planted were falling to in the complete nation to 20,494 acres. But at this time, we already had the first survey. So this behavior of dropping acreage has different responses for each state. So I'm going to show you another graph where you can see how the state responded to this lack of market and lack of processing facilities and high regulations to grow hemp. So in this case, we can see that just here, little market. In this case, we can see like there were at the beginning of when we start collecting more official data in 2020. Like Colorado was one of the leading states in acres planted with 11,000, almost 12,000 acres, followed by Montana with almost 11,000 acres. There were other states like Kentucky, who also has a significant size acres, 4,143 was the third state in production. Then there were other states here in blue. You can see the blue is the production in 2020. And then when a lot of farmers didn't find a market for what they were growing, the acres planted dropped in 2021, mainly in all those states. Some states we didn't grow acres, they keep growing, like Texas, they improve. But the states who had that experience of having a lot of acres planted, they start dropping, like Kentucky, right here, very significant. Montana and Colorado, these three were the three biggest acre planters at these 2 years. Well, in 2022, this thing was even worse. The dropping of acreage planted went down to, for example, Colorado dropped to 1,314 in 2 years, coming from 11,000, almost 12,000 acres. Kentucky went down to 1,328, and Montana to almost 3,000. On the other side, on the other hand, other states who didn't grow acres or many acres in 2020, they continue growing, like Texas, like Oklahoma, like Missouri, right here, Missouri, in 2020, Missouri planted 770, and in 2021 went up to 1,400. What happened in year 3, 2022? In 2022, in Missouri, stayed quite the same size, but most of the states dropped the acre planted very significantly. Other states who never grow hemp, like Idaho, they start growing here. That may have a special situation. Here in Missouri, this green bar is almost complete by 2 farms, 3 farms. There's one farmer who absorbed a high proportion of this amount. Very much is to produce fiber. So how this situation, how in Missouri was spread by product of hemp. So this other graph will show us what we are growing in Missouri at this time. In Missouri, from those over 1,400 acres, most of these, 72% was allocated to produce fiber and 21% to produce cannabinoid oil, CBD oil. And also we have a proportion of 7% to grow seeds. So this is the main three products that were projected to grow in Missouri in 2022. So from this, what we have been learning so far. We know still know the hemp is a alternative sustainable crop that is beneficial for society in many ways. It's a substitute for a lot of industries and is a more reliable and affordable crop for processing or for creating byproducts. It can be used in industries like the automobile industry, construction industry, the beauty industry, hair industry, the pharmaceutical industry. And it is expected that the market value for this crop will increase in the following years as far as regulations for growing hemp get amended or improved. Like currently, we had the barrier of producing hemp at 0.3% or less of THC, the tetrahydrocannabinoid, or at that point, the plant start the concentration of the hallucinant that made people high is start getting more to an addictive process or more regulated. That is one of the main reasons at this point. The hemp is not having the impact that is expected. We know the acres planted in 2022 dropped to 20,494 in the country. Very much related to this drop to the opportunity cost to grow other crops were more profitable, and other factors related to not having the infrastructure or not having the processing facilities or stable markets. Also, other factors considered here are related to consumer or industry preferences, seed genetics, and production costs. The market value for hemp projections is not aligned with what we have shown, because on one side, private corporation like Research Market Fair, they projected a market value for hemp of 14.6 billion by 2026. The same way, Verified Market Research Fair, they projected a hemp market value of 25.6 billions of dollars by 2028. And according to the USDA, in 2021, the value of the hemp industry in the nation was 824 millions. From this money, 712 million were hemp value in the open, or they grow outside controlled or greenhouses facilities, and only 112 million were under the protection of hemp. I mean, they were under controlled, the growing of hemp was controlled, or not in the open or in the field. Well, in summary, we think, or at least I believe this way, the Missouri industry will grow a more farmer-friendly competitive market for the hemp products, and highest rate of return on the growing hemp are better than other crops, and also regulations of hemp production has to be reviewed. And very much, this is a picture represent a hemp fiber, one of the treatments here at the Lincoln University for the Surrey Hemp Institute. Then very much this is the presentation I try to provide today. Thank you for your attention and hope to see you soon. We are going to be sending surveys out to know what happened in this year, what are your points of view and your perspectives regarding growing hemp. And we hope to connect soon again. Thank you and have a very nice week.